My name is Alexa Tusiani, and I am a senior in the Global Scholars program at Byram Hills High School. Global Scholars allow students to explore multiple perspectives while learning how to expand their mindsets on worldly issues. In my final year as a scholar, I've developed an action plan based on factory farming. While I had always been a meat and dairy lover myself, I was shocked to discover that I am a contributor to global problems such as climate change, animal cruelty, social injustice, health complications, and much more. As I watched films, listened to interviews, read books and articles, I realized the urgency to address this issue. The meat and dairy industry has hidden the facts regarding the detrimental effects of factory farming through the advocacy of meat and dairy products. In order to spread awareness of the urgency of this issue, I've curated an art gallery titled A Closer Look at Those Without a Say, in order to clearly express the negative effects of factory farming. I hope my art gallery will inform all people and lead to behavioral change. First, we have a photograph taken by We Animals Media in 2019 of a dairy barn in Taiwan. A factory farm is a large-scale industrial operation that houses thousands of animals raised for food, such as chickens, turkeys, cows, and pigs, and treats them with hormones and antibiotics to prevent disease and maximize their growth and food output. Now we will take a look at a piece titled Amigos, created by Spanish artist Roger Olmos, whose work is designed to reach a younger audience. In the following audio excerpt, Olmos talks in greater depth about his art and process.
I wanted to do something that fathers, parents, and even children by themselves could see in a poetical way what's the truth behind those walls.
Here we have a piece created by Damien Hirst in 1991 titled Out of Sight, Out of Mind. Did you know approximately 41 million beef cattle are slaughtered in the United States each year? Cows must undergo branding, which is accomplished by placing a hot iron against the animal's skin and burning the rancher's mark into the cattle's flank. Now we move on to a piece by Gail Hart created in 2017 titled Giving a Voice to the Voiceless. Additionally, cows must have their ears pierced with identification tags, and some cattle must undergo dehorning to prevent injury to the people working on the farms. Dairy cows are kept in indoor facilities where they are fed and watered. They do not go outside to graze. Here we see another image taken by We Animals Media in 2012 of pigs being transported to slaughter in Canada. Did you know around the world 8 million land animals are killed for food every hour? Pigs raised for meat live in cramped, dark, and barren conditions, often on uncomfortable concrete floors, and as they grow larger, there is even less room to move. We now move on to another photo taken by We Animals Media in 2019, titled Add to Lightbox, Return to Search Broiler Chickens Tightly Packed into Cages During Transport in Taiwan. Unfortunately, pigs are highly intelligent and social animals, thus they resort to biting one another. Further, due to chronic boredom and stress, pigs develop abnormal behavior as well as skin sores, painful lameness, stomach problems, and lung disease. Overcrowding leads to the spread of infection, increasing the need for antibiotics as a band-aid solution for low welfare farming. Here we have an image by Dan Witz taken in 2014 titled Empty Cages. Did you know around 60 billion chickens are reared for meat each year? 40 billion of these are raised in huge, crowded sheds or cramped cages. They are kept in dismal conditions and suffer painful heart, skin, lung, and bone problems, as well as stress. We now move on to a painting by Sue Ko made in 2000 titled Aware. About 10 billion land animals in the United States are raised for dairy, meat, and eggs each year. Factory farming accounts for 37% of methane emissions, which has more than 20 times the global warming potential of CO2. Here we have another painting by Sue Ko titled Cruel. Manure can also contain traces of salt and heavy metals, which can end up in bodies of water and accumulate in the sediment, concentrating as they move up the food chain. When manure is repeatedly over-applied to farmland, it causes dangerous levels of phosphorus and nitrogen in the water supply. In such excessive amounts, nitrogen robs the water of oxygen and destroys aquatic life. Burning fossil fuels to produce fertilizers for animal feed crops may emit 41 million metric tons of CO2 per year. Here we have a photograph taken by Tamara Keneally titled Born to Die, The Life of a Broiler Chicken. Around 2,000 chickens are slaughtered every second around the world. Many chickens live in a space smaller than a piece of paper. By the time they are ready for slaughter, there is barely space for them to move. We will now take a look at an image by Jonathan Horowitz. Go vegan, if you wouldn't eat a dog. If our society consumes more plant-based meals, then the demand for meat, dairy, and eggs will decrease, which dramatically reduces animal suffering on factory farms around the world. We now take a look at yet another photograph taken by We Animals Media in 2015. Titled, At a Burlington Pig Save Vigil, activists bear witness to a pig's arriving at a Fearman slaughterhouse. By just replacing meat, dairy, and eggs with plant-based proteins even once a week can improve energy and prevent diseases. Here's another photo by Tamara Keneally titled The Dairy Industry. Several studies have shown that sticking with a plant-based diet can reduce blood pressure, thereby reducing your risk for conditions such as heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. We now move on to a piece created by Damien Hirst in 1996 titled, This Little Pig Went to the Market. Further, it was found that increased consumption of fruits and vegetables is associated with a 20% reduction in the risk of cognitive impairment and dementia. Lastly, we will take a look at an image by Banksy created in 2013 called Sirens of the Lambs. By opting to buy more plant-based foods, you are increasing the demand for such products and reducing the demand for factory-farmed animal products. Eating more plant-based foods can ultimately reduce the suffering of these animals.